Russian President Vladimir Putin is betting big on India, and this time the offer goes beyond fighter jets. Last month, Russia was offering India the Su-57 or the Sukhoi 57 stealth fighter, along with the possibility of jointly manufacturing the aircraft. Now, Moscow appears to be proposing something even more ambitious: joint development of technology based on Russia's S-500, one of the world's most advanced air and missile defense systems. Yes, the S-500, not S-400. The S-500 is a system designed not only to shoot down fighter jets and ballistic missiles, but also targets operating at the edge of space. Now, Russia reportedly wants to adapt this technology for India's ambitious Sudarshan Chakra defense shield. But what exactly does India gain from this proposal? Is it going to be a genuine technological leap for India, or is it continued dependence on Russian weapons repackaged as joint development? And can India really build a defensive shield capable of handling threats from both China and Pakistan by 2035? According to a report by the Indian Defence Research Wing, IDRW, Russia has proposed jointly developing technology based on its S-500 air defense system specifically for India's Project Sudarshan Chakra. But there is an important distinction here. Russia is not offering India a ready-made S-500 system. Instead, what Moscow is proposing is co-development, joint design, possible technology transfer, and eventually joint production in India. Think of something closer to the BrahMos model, where India and Russia jointly developed and manufactured a missile rather than India simply importing another Russian platform. There may also be a practical reason behind this offer, at least from Russia's side. Russia's defense industry is under immense pressure because of the Ukraine war. Its own military requirements are huge, and sanctions have complicated access to components, financing, and of course, export markets. Co-development allows Moscow to stay engaged with India without diverting large numbers of operational systems away from its own armed forces. And for India, it potentially opens the door to technology that has never before been part of the indigenous air defense ecosystem. And here's where things get interesting. How is the S-500 different? The S-400 is already among the world's most capable long-range air defense systems. We know that. It can intercept aircraft, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles. The S-500 goes much further. It has been designed reportedly to engage hypersonic weapons, intercontinental ballistic missiles, stealth aircraft, and even satellites in low Earth orbit. That's right, this isn't just an air defense system. It begins entering the domain of space defense. Its reported engagement altitude stretches to around 200 kilometers, allowing it to target objects far above conventional fighter aircraft. Now, in simple terms, if you look at it, the S-400 protects your skies. India already has those. The S-500 starts protecting the space just above them, or above the skies. And that's a capability only a handful of countries are even attempting to build at this point. Now, India's threat environment has changed dramatically. Pakistan continues expanding its missile and drone capabilities. China, meanwhile, is investing heavily in hypersonic weapons, advanced ballistic missiles, and increasingly sophisticated air power. One interception layer is no longer enough. That's exactly why India is working on Project Sudarshan Chakra. The idea is ambitious. Instead of relying on a single missile system, India wants a multi-layered shield, one layer for drones, another for aircraft, another for ballistic missiles, and eventually a top layer capable of handling the most complex long range and near range or rather near space threats. That architecture already includes the S-400, India's own Akash system. Of course, there's also Project Kusha, which is our own made in India long range air defense program, which is, of course, currently under development. An S-500 derived capability from Russia would potentially become the highest layer in that entire network. The goal is comprehensive national shield by 2035. And this is where the debate begins, because India has heard promises of technology transfer before. Joint development sounds very attractive. The real question is how much technology actually comes with it. Does India receive genuine design capability, or simply does it reassemble Russian technology inside India? Now, today there's another reality too. Despite decades of investment in indigenous defense programs, India's most advanced air defense capabilities still depend significantly on Russian technology. Even Project Kusha remains under development so far. So critics argue that every new Russian partnership risks expanding that dependence on Moscow. Supporters, of course, see it differently. If the BrahMos program is any indication, genuine co-development can create Indian manufacturing, Indian expertise, and eventually Indian defense exports. That is exactly the model that many would like repeated with the S-500. So this isn't just about buying another missile system. It's about deciding how India wants to build its next generation of defense capability. For Russia, India remains one of its most important strategic partners at a time when Western markets have more or less disappeared. For India, the opportunity is potentially much bigger than acquiring another weapon. It is about building expertise in technologies that could define future warfare, from hypersonic interception to near space defense. Because in the end, the strongest air defense shield isn't the one you import, it's the one you can build yourself. This is Times Axis, where global stories meet India's perspective. Click on the bell icon to subscribe, because the next big global shift will have India at its center.